Something I really love is spooky season, and for me, that starts in September, like September 1st. So I've already been getting into the Halloween spooky mood. I've been having my pumpkin spice, I've been having my pumpkin beer, the whole thing. So I thought, well, now I need to do some kind of spooky Star Wars, and this is what started it all. This Funko Pop, the Darth Vader with jack-o'-lanterns Super Pop. They've got a million Darth Vader Funkos, and I was like, I don't need a Darth Vader Funko Pop. But when I saw the Halloween one, I was like, I need it. Like, this is the one. If I was ever gonna buy one, it would be this one. With that, I thought, I wonder what other spooky Star Wars things there are, and how cool would it be to add spooky Star Wars things to my collection, or as a thing to collect. So I went on a bit of a treat yourself spree. I needed a little treat, and so I got myself a couple other spooky Star Wars things that I wanted to unbox in this video with you all and kind of go over what I think of them and go over spooky things in general. So I hope you're excited to get into that with me. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Scotty Holiday. I'm a queer Star Wars creator. Please consider liking, subscribing, and following me on social media for all my latest Star Wars content. So I already talked about the Darth Vader Super Pop, and I actually already unboxed it, but for this video I was like, I'll put it back in the box, and that way, you know, we can still do some kind of unboxing. So let's get into that. What I like about this Funko Pop is that it lights up. That was the selling point for me. So this is the size of it out of the box. Like I said, it's a Super Pop, so it's pretty big, and I'm excited. It's my first Super Pop, and like I said, it was the perfect thing to really scratch that itch and be like, what's something cool that's not super easy to find, and that's Halloween or spooky themed Star Wars things. So that's going to be one of my new like hyper fixations of collecting, and I thought it'd be fun because it would give me something cool to look out for with things that aren't so common. We turn the lights on, and you can kind of see it already where we've got the light up pumpkins and his eyes light up. I'm going to turn off the lights so that way you can really get the full effect. Look how cool that is. I didn't even know the eyes lit up. I thought it was just the pumpkins. So seeing that the eyes light up too really just makes this so perfect. Let's go ahead and put this bad boy down. I put out a short where I go over the unboxing and my initial reaction, so definitely check that out if you're interested. I don't know if you can tell, but I've kind of been doing some rearranging in my office. Some of the shelves have been replaced, rearranged, revamped, so I'm really just trying to figure out where I'm gonna put this little spooky cube. So I'm gonna go over the next thing that really solidified that I was gonna start getting and hunting down these spooky Star Wars things. This one I have not unboxed. This figure was originally released back in 2022, and something about it, I just really love the design. I love this eco-friendly packaging that they do now. All right, clearly it's a Black Series, and we have the Hasbro Black Series Clone Trooper Halloween Edition. And I am obsessed with this packaging. It's got like little skulls and bats in the background. It's got some like eerie smoke and orange fog. I don't know. It's very cute. I love it, and I'm gonna take this out of the box because how can you not? Plus it's, you know, it has the old packaging where they were like, we're not doing plastic anymore. So I'm gonna have to take it out so we can look at it. This figure also comes with a little vampire porg, which is super cute, and then a little chest of what I think is supposed to be Beskar wrapped like to be like chocolate or to look like chocolate. Something cool I found out about this is the skull that's on the Clone Trooper helmet is actually the exact skull from the Bad Batch's armor. There was an article on StarWars.com where they talked about creating this figure, and that was one of the things that they pointed out, that it is anatomically correct as it could be on a Clone Trooper helmet to match up with the clone's face, but still be the exact design of the Bad Batch armor. I've never actually unboxed something that's a Black Series figure, or I've never unboxed a Black Series figure. Okay, so it slides out, I think. Y'all can tell I don't know what I'm doing. There we go. Okay. Gorgeous. Love it. It's even got the spooky wrapping, which is a super cute touch that I did not expect. I feel like it's like a Christmas present or a birthday present. I've never touched a Black Series figure before. This is so bizarre. Look at that. How cool is this little clone? I love it. He's awesome. And he's my first, well, I guess he's my second clone. Back there on, it's literally right behind me, but I have the Black Series 332nd Ahsoka Clone Trooper armor. So this is my next clone. And I'm glad I have these, like, I don't want to say rare like variants, but like the more rare costume design, which of course we've never seen this because this is just for fun. Here's the little porg. You can kind of see he's got yellow eyes, a blue face. He's got like the widow's peak, like a vampire. Very cute. We have these little Beskar pieces, which are great as well. And they can go in this little spooky chest. Oh, there's stuff in the chest. What is in there? Well, for one, it's got like a little ghost, which is cute. It's a hut ghost, I think. That kind of looks like a hut. And I don't know what's supposed to be in here. Just, I guess, gear. Let's see if I can get him to do the pose like on the box. All right, well, clone, porg, gorge. So if you haven't noticed by now, and if you've been watching my channel, I'm obviously a big fan of Star Wars. But outside of Star Wars, I'm also a big fan of horror. A lot of the times, and I've heard so many people say this, and I think it's very true, is that queerness, queer people, queer culture, and horror go hand in hand. And I am a firm believer that they go hand in hand because of all the queer themes with horror monsters and just the queerness in the camp of like 80s slashers. It's very gay. My favorite slasher is Halloween, which I'm wearing a Halloween shirt right now. A lot of my horror tees that I have are from this brand called Wrecking Fountain. Definitely check them out. I have so many of their shirts. They even do Studio Ghibli shirts and different anime things as well. So there's a little something for everybody. So the next piece, I guess I'll say, is not Halloween themed, but it is a Darksider. And I don't have any merch of this character. And getting stuff with them on it is rare because it's a Legends character. But she's super iconic. I love her, so let's get it out and take a look. Here we have the Darth Traya from Knights of the Old Republic 2, the Sith Lords, and she's one of the members of the Sith Triumvirate. I really like kreia, Traya, the whole thing that we go through in KOTOR 2 with her. I actually think I prefer Knights of the Old Republic 2 to Knights of the Old Republic 1, which I feel like is a little controversial. And that's kind of one of the things with the whole KOTOR remake, is I'm like, as much as I want them to remake the original, I also want them to remake KOTOR 2 as well. And I'll be kind of sad if we get one but not the other. Plus it was supposed to be a trilogy to begin with, so they should just do a whole trilogy. Darth Traya is a part of the Gaming Greats line that they have done with Funko Pop. The thing I love about her is she has the purple lightsabers. She doesn't have a red saber, she uses purple. But also she has this force ability where she uses the force to wield 3 at a time, which is super iconic. We love that for her. I didn't even notice this before, but just like in the game, she has her one hand because the other one gets cut off. The only thing I think I have to complain about this is that we can see her eyes, because her hood goes pretty low in both variations of the character in the game. So I kind of wish it went a little bit lower just to be more on brand, but I still really like it, and I'm glad that her eyes are just black. Moving on, we are going to unbox the next figure, which it's a figure, but it's also a Halloween figure. So this one is back to the actual Halloween figures. There's just not a lot of spooky Star Wars stuff other than spooky figures who are just spooky because they're evil. But that's, like I said, the exciting thing about it is I wanted something where I'd actually have to look and be more rare when I find something to add to the collection. And like, you see the Star Wars room, but like, I have a Michael Myers Funko Pop. I have a giant poster of him in my living room. We have a coffin coffee table that my stepdad made. We've got spooky photos. It's a vibe. So next we have, and this one is just so freaking cute. It is the Hasbro Black Series Wear Wookiee, or just the Wookiee Halloween edition. And what sold me on this figure was that it comes with a little werewolf bogling as well. Y'all know I love Jedi Fallen Order, Jedi Survivor, Cal Kestis, Seer Junda, so I had to get the bogling. And just the little Wookiee, so cute. And this one's got some cute accessories as well, so let's open this up and take a look. They don't make these easy. Oh, you know what? I bet if I opened it from the top, it'd be a lot easier instead of breaking the entire box apart. Oh, and then it just slides right out. Imagine that. Okay, well, I'm clearly dumb. This one's a lot heavier than the Clone Trooper 2. Oh, this Wookiee is thick. I feel like I'm giving myself little Halloween gifts. I love this. Oh, and it is a Jabba ghost. See, it's a little hut ghost, and you can see it on this one. So it was definitely a hut ghost. Oh, and it has, is that a Minoc maybe for the bat? And then we've got one of the spiders. Is it a Y-Shock? Krikna? You know what I'm talking about, the scary spiders. Look at him, he's so cute. I love it. And you know, it's funny because I didn't collect for so long, and I didn't know that you could really like articulate so much of these characters' movements in these figures. I do find the hands a little creepy. They just have like human hands under there. Ooh, and human feet too. Ooh, it looks so gross. So we won't put it like that. But yes, this is the Wookiee. He's got these cute little ears, which do like, they look like they're coming out of his head. It's not just like a little headband. He's got this same little armor thing that Black Chrysanthemum has, that Black Series figure. I assume this is the same Wookiee body as Black Chrysanthemum. I don't know enough about Black Series to be somebody to critique the models, but I like this one. And then let's go ahead and get the figures out as well, because you all know the bogling, that was the selling feature. They put all our little Beskar chocolate in a brick instead of little tiny pieces. 2 little bricks. But look at the little bogling vampire. It's so cute. My bogling is just gonna, he'll just sit like that and fall off. Okay, well, you get the gist, right? But the best part about this one is the pumpkin Camtono, or, you know, the ice cream maker from Empire Strikes Back. And it opens up, which is the best part. So there we go. We see it open. Very cute. And then you put the little Beskar in it. And somehow the Wookiee can hold this. So let's see if I can get this in his hand, unlike the bogling. Look how cute. I'm obsessed. So the next figure that I ordered with the Wookiee is not a Halloween figure. However, it is spooky. The Death Trooper. I love Death Troopers. I love their design. In Rogue One, I was just like obsessed. Everybody has a favorite Stormtrooper variant. Mine is the Death Trooper, which, as I've mentioned with all this horror, spooky things, Halloween, of course I like the Trooper with the word death in the name. I'm not going to take it out of the box just because this packaging, well, once you take it out, it's out and you can't really put it back in. But as you can see, it comes with the 2 blasters, and I love the long one because it's got that short barrel. To me, it always looks like a paintball gun, and like the green lights and like the little breathing area, iconic. It's one of my favorite little pieces of the design of the Death Trooper. So love this. So happy to have it in my collection. I had to get this. I was like, I have no Death Trooper anything. I'm waiting for a Black Series Death Trooper helmet. I love him. Your Honor, I love him. But Daddy, I love him. This last unboxing I'm going to do is the biggest box, at least. It's the one that I sought out the most, that I was like, I need this. If I'm going to collect spooky Star Wars things and I don't have this in my collection, I should just not collect spooky Star Wars things at all. I am like, oh my God. I am obsessed with this. I had never seen it before. I was just like, this figure is something that I need. It is so fucking cool. And yes, I'm gonna say fucking. It's so fucking cool. It's so gnarly. It's so horror. And I can't wait to add it to my collection. I'm so happy that I have it. Let's get the box. Let's unbox it. This one's gonna be a little messy. So let me get it and we'll bust it open. So this figure is limited edition, and I actually got it off of eBay. And like, if you haven't noticed, I've gotten a lot of Star Wars merch off of eBay, and it's simply because, as I've mentioned before, I did not collect before. I don't know why I didn't surround myself with the things that I loved, because everybody should do that. I'm doing it now, but I've got like so much catching up to do. So I'm always having to find these cool things that I didn't know about when they came out, and then I have to go to eBay and hope they're not horrendously priced if I want to add them to my collection. Like I said, this one, I had to have it. It's the like cherry on top. Everybody deserves a little treat. You know what I mean? Okay, we're making progress. Oh, you can't see it yet. All right, so this figure is what you would call the original Death Trooper from the novel Star Wars Death Troopers. And of course, I did not write in my notes who wrote that book. So I actually want to read the book now, because I'm like, this is such a cool design. And my friend Jared over at the Nerd Academy podcast has really good things to say about it. I know he really likes it. I was like, you know what? I should check out that book. It might be fun to read around spooky season. Like, even though I'm not a huge zombie fan, I love the way that zombies have been handled in the Star Wars universe with like the Night Sisters and the Geonosians and the Clone Wars. You can see that little guy in there. Look at him. Look at him. He looks so happy, smiling. So this is the zombie Death Trooper from, like I said, the novel. It was originally put out by Gentle Giant, so it's a Gentle Giant bust. Star Wars Death Trooper Deluxe Collectible Mini Bust. And this came out back in 2010. There was only 2,500 of them made. I am now the proud owner of one. So we're going to unbox it. It's got a couple different pieces for customizing how you want the figure to look. I don't know how I want him to look yet, so we're going to play around with it and go from there. Originally, it did come with a copy of the book, but since I bought it off eBay and I confirmed with the seller, they did not have the book when they initially got this, so I do not have the book. There is a prequel novel as well called Red Harvest, which if I like the Death Troopers book, then I'll read the prequel, but I don't know as much about it other than it's just a prequel of how like the virus happened that created these zombie stormtroopers. If you look, it's got this picture on the back. It's super iconic. The legions of the undead are here. Nothing can prepare the galaxy for what lies waiting aboard a seemingly abandoned derelict Star Destroyer. Amidst its vast, creaking emptiness, the unknown is lurking, and the dead are slowly rising, soulless, unstoppable, and unspeakably hungry. This highly detailed mini bust based on the original Lucasfilm costumes and props was sculpted and painted by Gentle Giant Limited. We hope you enjoy it. I hope I enjoy it too, but I already know I will. Here's my certificate. I have number 309. Oh, and I lied. I said it was 2,500 pieces. It looks like it was only 1,500 according to this. Certificate of authenticity. So I guess it's 309 out of 1,500, which is insane. And it makes sense because it's from a book, so it's kind of niche. But in general, I'm like, it's just so cool to have something that's like limited that not everybody can get. Like I said, I didn't even know this thing existed. Look at him. Would you just look at him? He's so cool. Now, before I drop it and break it, let's take him out of the box. He's actually bigger than I expected, which I'm happy about. Y'all, this has been sitting in my office since Monday. Today is now Thursday, and I've been waiting to unbox this. Here it is. It's very detailed. You can see some intestines. You can see some ligaments. You can see into his broken helmet. Oh, is that an eyeball? Oh, it's got an eyeball in there. I'm obsessed. Oh, I love this. This is horror. This is Star Wars horror. And like, I went in and I did a video last year talking about the scariest or spookiest aspects of Star Wars, kind of ranking them. And I feel like body horror was high up on the list. But if you're interested in that video, I'll put a link in the card so you can check it out. And you definitely should, because it was a really fun one to make. It's kind of like... I said horror, queer, goes together very well. We've got 3 different arms that you can choose from. This one has a blaster, and like the detailing on this is amazing. Like the painting on here, it looks so dingy. This is almost like what the Stormtroopers in The Mandalorian Season 1's armor looks like. So here's another one. We've got some cracks on the side, another blaster hole, I assume. But like I said, this painting is just great, and like this hand, it just looks... It's kind of exposed fingers, and ooh, I like it. I like the grotesque of horror. I like the gore. I didn't think I was a gore person until I watched the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original, and I was like, why is everything happening slightly off the screen? I want to see. And then we have this one, which also has some exposed fingers, some more cracks, some more blaster bolt spots, a little cut across there. Like, this is so detailed. It's so nice. We've got a couple other little accessories. What's left of a jaw. Some teeth. I have a little piece of armor to cover some exposed flesh and intestines. Okay, so this looks like it's a part of the helmet, right? That looks like it's part of a helmet. Does this arm come out? No. Does this really not have instructions? Oh, God. Let's hope for the best. Oh my God, this looks insane with the jaw in. Can y'all tell this is the one I was the most excited for? I love the aesthetic of it, like all put together, but then the fact that it all comes apart and you can have the option to show all that exposed like nastiness, it's so great. I wish they did more figures where you could really customize it to how you prefer. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Somehow, this spot gets covered up by this piece. Oh god. That was his face falling out. Like, I know he's supposed to be gory and falling apart, but like, I'm trying to put him together first. So then we can see what he looks like put together. I'm such a brat. I posted on like social media. I was like, if anybody is selling the Gentle Giant Death Trooper zombie mini bust or like has one that they want to get rid of or trade for, like hit me up. And then like 2 days later, when nobody hit me up, I was like, all right, time to check eBay. Like no patience whatsoever. You know what? Let's pick an arm. And I think I want to go with the blaster. Oh, it's magnetic. That was unexpected. A surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. Look at that. I love it. So that's great. This is my first Gentle Giant anything. I'm usually not a fan of the busts, but like this one is so striking. I had to have it. All right, that's cool. I think we're going to stick with that because I'm really liking this kind of arm thing he's got going on. Let me try to cover up these wounds. Let me dress your wounds, sir. Even though you're a zombie, so it doesn't really matter. And I can't even figure out how to get him in anyway. I guess my only complaint is that I can't easily get these pieces to fit where they stay nicely. I wish they were magnetic as well. You know what? Let me look at the photo. It's like IKEA. So according to this piece sits in like that, with the crunchy part up at the top. I got it. There we are. See, it doesn't really look like it should go like that, but that's how it goes. And this piece fits in nicely. So I'm gonna try. Oh, sir, we don't want to see your scary eye. I don't know if that's any better, but he's back together. And somehow this piece fits over this little wrist. So let's try to put it on there. Now you're ready for your debut. You're a pink pony girl and you dance at the club. Look at him. The hands are giving very like Lady Gaga something. That's him put together. We'll go through the arms one more time. Let's hope his face stays on. It's like he got plastic surgery and like it's giving Repo the genetic opera. Rah, ah, rah, ah, ah. And then we have the blaster. I'm so excited for all the different pieces that I will hopefully eventually find to continue adding to my spooky Star Wars collection, but I think so far this is a pretty great start. Of course, I can't start with just one little thing. I have to get an abundance of things and make up for lost time and whatever. So thank you for coming on this journey with me. Let me know if you have any cool spooky Star Wars merchandise, figures, whatever it may be. Or just let me know what's the niche kind of piece of Star Wars that you collect from. Let me know in the comments or join my Discord to continue the conversation there. Make sure to follow me on social media at Scotty Holiday SW for all my latest Star Wars content. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, may the Force be with you.